So this is going to be quite a different video from the ones that you have seen on my channel if you've been subscribed for a while. And this video is going to focus on those times when we feel like, what am I doing on this planet? And a lot of volunteer souls go through this. A lot of souls that are here on the path of service, they go through this. A lot of pioneering souls go through this. And I'm not really talking about the people who are feeling this existential angst within them, and they're not necessarily on the path of service. There's some unbalanced energy that is there. So maybe some of these tips can help you if that is what you identify with. But the main focus of this video is for those souls who feel that way because this is not their home really. It's not their first home. They're not here. They weren't born to play within the third dimensional energies. They came from a different place because at a soul level, we all come from different places. You haven't only had this one life that you are here in this body in. Even if you are a human soul, you've had many lives before this, you see. And there's many souls on the planet now who their main planet of origin is not Earth. They were born somewhere else, but they're now here in a human body. So the soul is different. The soul is of an extraterrestrial nature or some other form of life, because there's so many forms that exist in life at a soul level. It's just consciousness. So they've come here on this planet at this time because Earth is going through many changes, and basically it's to assist humanity. But the energies here are very dense. They're very slowed down, you see, and quite difficult as well. And so human souls, even though they've been through this for so long, they're kind of used to it. There's this DNA memory within them where they know how to sort of deal with it, So they might not be thriving in it, but at the same time, they know how to hold their own and sort of go through life, even if they're not growing and prospering as much. But they're familiar still with it. So that feeling of basically that how wrong everything is here is not so active and on the surface for them. So they don't necessarily go through the same type of depression or the same type of feelings as what I'll be addressing in this video. So that was a long intro, but that's what I'm going to speak about in this video. I'm going to tell you the exact tips of how you can deal with this and how you can emerge from this. And I'm going to be telling you the one reason, no matter what you're going through, what feelings you have, if you are a soul on the path of service, there is only one reason that you're having these feelings. So what is that? To identify that, and then some strategies how to overcome it. So if you'd like to hear my tips, then keep watching this video. Subscribe to this channel. If you're new here, give this video a thumbs up. That's how I know what kind of videos you'd like to watch. And, then this video also goes out into the YouTube universe and sort of it reaches more people. So also I will say before I begin, check out my website, which will be below this video, livingourascension.com and shrutivashish.com, where I have all kinds of personal services to work with me and courses as well. So you can find the one that is right for you if you would like to accelerate your path of ascension, of spiritual awakening and your Kundalini awakening. So I'm going to be addressing that feeling of I don't want to be here, or that I was dropped off by the aliens or by whoever, and what am I doing here, sort of a thing. So if you have been going through that feeling either all of your life and it's like more like a permanent feeling that comes and goes, or this can be that usually happens when we haven't yet found our purpose. And by the way, if you are going through this, no matter what stage of enlightenment you're at, if you are going through that feeling of what am I doing here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to live here, or even if you've had thoughts of suicide or harming yourself in some way, or even if you've had more violent thoughts, I'm not going to say the words, I think you know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to say certain words on this platform. But if you've had those thoughts, especially if you're on the path of service, there's only one reason that you've had them, and that is that you haven't yet found your purpose. So when you find what your star mission is, what your soul mission is on the planet, and you're living it. So you have to know what it is, of course, but you also have to choose it. So when you do this, then these feelings go away. And even after you know what the mission is and you're serving the mission, you may have sometimes, sometimes it happens that you go through stages where you will get this feeling back. And in fact, that feeling can be stronger than before. So for example, in my life, even though I'm so aligned with my mission, what happens is that when you go higher in your vibration, it's kind of like, there's more of a disconnect from the world. So there's more of a disconnection, not in a negative sense, but in the sense that you are not part of the third dimensional matrix. You see yourself very different from it. But at the same time, you have mastered how to be in it as well. However, there will be phases because you have a human self. You're not just this divine being, you're also human, this more childlike self inside of you. And when you go through a change, when there's a new mission, new purpose landing in your life, right before that you may go through this dark tunnel as well, where you're like, what am I doing here? And it will be more accelerated than when you began. This is because you kind of hold more responsibility, more weight on your shoulders, as it were. And this weight doesn't have to be negative, but like I said, at certain times in our life, we'll see it as negative. So I'm going to be giving you tips on how to make that a temporary thing and not a permanent thing, what purpose it serves and how to emerge from it. And of course, the purpose that it serves, these feelings, no matter what kind of a person you are, why you're having them, is simply because it's trying to show you how you need to, that a new purpose for you is landing in a different way this time. And it's just trying to show you what that is. And because you're almost there, but you're not able to fully tap into it, you feel the sense of loss or longing at the same time. So the longing is intense. You're not numb anymore like a lot of the population is to what your purpose is, but at the same time you haven't yet fully grasped it. So that is what causes this feeling, you see. Okay, so when do you have it? Like I already said, when you haven't yet found your purpose, either in life as a general purpose, or when you're going through those phases. So like I said, if the higher you are in your process of ascension, I don't like to use the word higher, but it's like, the more advanced soul that you are, the more you have claimed your higher self. You do become more powerful, more strong, but at the same time, when the imbalances happen, there's a larger orb. It's kind of like let me just put my book down for a second. So it's kind of like, if you're a wrestler or one of those people that holds up those weights, those big weights, and you're balancing it. So if you're holding up more weight, you have more weight in your hands, right? So you are more powerful, you're a stronger soul. Let's say, that I don't even know what the word is, not wrestler, but the weightlifter is more strong, more powerful, has more muscles. So it's like you have better spiritual muscles, you can hold more weight. But at the same time, even though you have the capability, those few times when you do trip or suddenly you get tired, that dip is going to be more. There's going to be more at stake, you see, because the weight is so much more versus someone who's begun and they have a lighter weight. So they don't have the capability to hold as much responsibility as you. How I'm using the word weight, I mean responsibility of service. So when they sort of drop it for a while or it's dipping, there's less at stake as well. So that's why I say the higher you are in your energy, you feel that more sometimes. But at the same time, always remember that you have more of a capability to hold it too. So remind yourself that this is not a permanent thing. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the tips without speaking much longer. So what should you do if you are having these thoughts of, I don't want to be here, what am I doing here, somebody just dropped me off here and I can't relate to anything. And it's true, people who are on the path of service, especially those on the ascension timeline who are having a Kundalini awakening experience, and especially entering the fifth dimensional, about to enter that fifth dimensional vibration, and even higher once we land that. The third dimensional energies don't excite them. They're here for the path of service, you see. So it's work that they're here for. They're here for the mission. Of course, you find pleasure through your mission too, but the primary focus of their life is not to play, is not to grow. It is to serve. Of course, they're serving, they're growing through their service, like I said, and there's fun in it as well. But the primary theme, the primary reason they are here is work, is the mission, is to serve, you see. So when that is not there, then, and this is not even their home, you see, and they have souls that they have left behind, like soul family members in other places in the universe and beyond, then that longing gets stronger and that feeling of void gets stronger. So what can you do? So I have 4 tips for you today. Number 1 is stillness. So every day I want you to focus inwardly through meditation and through knowing, getting in touch with the wisdom of your body. So all of my courses teach this. I have a course called Embody, the 5th dimensional vibration, which will give you tips on this. There's a whole section. Section A has so many chapters that are all devoted to this. How to break out of the matrix, how to deal with darkness, how to turn darkness into love. You know, it'll really make you empowered. And it'll teach you how to align with your purpose as well. But the first step is to claim the wisdom of your body, to know what is happening in your body, what you're putting into your body, you know, through what you eat, through what you hear, the things that you consume, through media, through food, through any chemicals, whatever you put on your body, all of that. And when we start becoming more attuned to what is happening at an energetic level, what's going on inside, how all of those external things make me feel inside, when we start attuning ourselves this way to how am I really feeling, that is what makes us more empowered with our inner state. So that's the first step, is to tap into the stillness within, even if your world is chaotic, without meaning, or it feels that way. When you tap in within, you breathe, you meditate, connect with the heart, you will find that there is something there. I exist, I am. And that feeling, that spark of aliveness, that is you, that I am alive. That will fill your body with a sense of life again. So that is the first thing. You need to do exercises that help you with that, whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation. Like I said, I have many exercises in my courses too. Then the second step after stillness is inspired action. So one is stillness and the other is action. We need both in order to be balanced. And always the action comes after being still, not the other way around. So action that is flowing from a place of first finding that stillness, first finding that inner belonging, that silence within, that alignment within, that alignment with the higher self. Action that flows from that is balanced action, is aligned action, is inspired action. Only once we have aligned within can we truly flow outwardly in a way that is balanced and fulfilling and is in alignment with our mission. When you go within, you're becoming aligned with your mission, because you're becoming aligned with yourself, because you're becoming aligned with your higher self. And that is your mission, really, just to be your higher self. No matter what you're doing, you're going out and speaking to millions of people, or you have a very small job that seems insignificant, doesn't really matter. The same soul, it can be like an equally powerful soul in the higher realms, one that is speaking to millions and is known, or the one that is just, going and helping animals and taking care of them. Nobody even knows what they do. So it's really about becoming what you are. That is the mission, and holding that energy on the planet. Anything that you do outwardly is just extra. Those actions, the success you have, the fame you have, how much money you're receiving from it, and all of that. And all of those things are important too, but they are secondary. So the first thing, stillness every day. The second thing, inspired action daily. So every day stillness, going within, every day outward action. So when you go within, you might find that you can even ask your body, what am I inspired to do today? So you can have this practice when you wake up, and especially if you do it in front of the sun. I have a practice in my course, as well that helps with this inspired action. But if you do it with the sun, because the sun is the masculine in us, it's the outward action, outward creativity that is inspired, it's inspiration that comes from the divine. And you ask, what am I inspired to do today? And it can be something very small, it doesn't need to be anything earth-shattering. It can be, I'm inspired to create some doodles. It can be, I'm inspired to clean my house, rearrange things just a little bit, just spend 10 minutes doing that. So just be truthful, whatever comes through, and follow through on that inspiration. With time, it'll become easy, it'll become effortless. It'll be, you know, when you go within that stillness, will just be like a in-breath, I'm aligned. And then action will be like an out-breath. Feels so relaxing, effortless, feels pleasurable to do. And everything that you do will feel like that, because that's how, imagine the things that you love to do when you're doing your favorite hobby. It feels effortless, like you're putting in zero action. Inspiration is there, actions are there, you don't tire. Even if your body's physically tired, you're not really tired, like you're inspired, you're active, you're full of life. So we can create that even if we don't know what our mission is. We can create that through these practices. By doing them daily, little by little, your mission will land like this. So these two steps are important to do that. One is more masculine, one is more feminine, and the balance of both is necessary. The third point that I have for you is to go to the core of your disappointments with the life on earth that you have. So if you're feeling depression, or you're feeling like, what am I doing here? There's this existential angst that is there because you're here to serve, and you feel like a celebrity. You know how celebrities complain about just being hit with something, like their life was ordinary before, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, it's like things are so surreal for them, almost like, you know, they can't distinguish what is reality, and they're just on the wave and they're riding it. But at the same time, when they don't have that high, then they sort of might stoop into this depression, and then they ride the wave that is high, they get all the fame, and their body can't reconcile with these extremes. You know, everybody's eyes are on me, then suddenly I'm alone. Who am I? I'm with myself. You know, that it becomes greater for them, that contrast, than a normal regular human being. So this is kind of like what it's like to be on the path of ascension when it truly hits you. You have a very unusual life. Nobody may know you, but at the same time, internally, that's how it is. You become so intimate with life, you feel everything. Everything that you feel is not here, that is missing, and everything that you feel is here and you can't handle, it's overwhelming. So there's ways, again, to become intimate with yourself that will make you really empowered, and gradually over time you'll become less sensitive to the external, and even if it's not very pure. And you can of course also make choices that are more pure, that bring you in environments where you can create and receive from purity as well. But you become strengthened, you become more empowered, especially when you know, you start taking actions for yourself. You know what your mission is. So going back to the point, go to the core of your disappointments. Ask yourself this question. Let me see, I've written somewhere. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, so ask yourself, what are my disappointments? Why am I unhappy in life? What is it that I feel I don't have? What is lacking in this moment? You see? So usually, you know, there are things like, I can't find a partner that I'm aligned with because, well, I'm just weird and different, you know. I don't know people who are like this. Even if I find them, there, it's not an exact alignment. So it can be that. In that case, it is love that, you know, is your disappointment. And then it can be the place that you live in. You don't like the surroundings. It can be like you don't feel like you have enough space, you don't have enough freedom. For example, you're at work, you feel confined, so you feel constricted and confined. There's too many rules, they don't make any sense to you, they're detrimental, they're not balanced, they're not aligned with the natural energies of the earth, etc. So what is that feeling? That is a feeling of constriction. Find what is the opposite. It's freedom, right? So constriction, opposite is freedom. So the essence that you want, you desire, is freedom, and that is really what is birthing from within you. You just haven't seen it yet. It's the same. I don't have a partner, I can't find anyone. That means what you're looking for is love. So the essence of love is really birthing from within you. So I'd like you to identify behind, first of all, what is your disappointment with the earth. Find like top 3 things, and then find the essence behind it. What is that essence that you feel is missing, that you can't find here? You're not able to tap into it. So that will look like love, joy, freedom, grace, balance. If it's something related to health, for example, health I relate to like balance and grace, things flowing in harmony. So usually it's one of these. Everything will come down to these 4 or 5 essences. These are the 4 or 5 essences that exist. Truth, perhaps, so I want you to find out what it is that you need. Love, freedom, perhaps service. Service can also be a thing that you desire deeply. You desire to serve, but you feel you can't do it because you're restricted by your, you have to feed your kids or whatever. So just find out what those essences are, and then list some workable plan. How can you bring that essence in your life in little ways? For example, if you desire to serve, but you can't change your job for whatever reason, or you feel you can't right away, then maybe make a 5-minute reel on your Instagram, or a 5-minute video or a post that is inspirational, that is in alignment with your service, with what you're here to serve. It doesn't need to be anything earth-shattering. It can be just a small piece of wisdom, or just a small outburst of love behind your words that everybody feels when they read it. And you may think that it's so small, I'm not helping, but that's how you begin. And it's the energy that you put into it. It's not about how small or big the post is or how many you've put out, but be regular with it. So if it's love, again, then you have to do things that bring you into a deeper love with yourself. So are you taking care of yourself? Is there enough self-care? Are you allowing time for relaxation? Are you saying no to people for things that you don't want to do? That's a way of showing love to yourself as well. Are you saying yes to all of those things that you really deeply want to do, but you've been scared because of society or because of your partner or whatever? So bring in that essence in very small ways, very doable ways. Choose ways that are doable, that you know you will follow through, and then just do them every day. So I promise you, these may look small, but it'll change. Little things will change your life around, and from that feeling of depression and void, you will bring in that essence that's actually wanting to birth through you, because that is what's happening at the core of it. Why do we feel this existential, angst? Basically, it's because we haven't, we're still looking for our purpose, or there's new purpose landing, and purpose comes in the form of these essences. We're meant to create joy, we're meant to create more freedom, we're meant to create love in a different way in this year. So yeah, just find what it is, that disappointment. Your disappointment will take you into that essence, and you find small ways to bring in that essence. I promise you, you be regular with this, and it'll just shift your life, even if you do it for 5 minutes every day. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments below if this was. Please try it out. Please be regular with it. I promise that no matter who you are, if you're born on this planet at this time, you are here for service. And only the bravest of souls have come here at this time of the great shift, to assist with this shift. Only the bravest, the strongest of souls, and you are one of them. And the only person that needs to sort of see that is you. Like, you need to know that and feel that deeply within. So allow yourself any essence that wants to be birthed. Bring it in small ways. So let me know if you are having problems with this even after trying this, or you need more of help. That's why I have personal services through Skype and all of these other services. You can check them out on my website. The links will be below. Please subscribe to this channel if you're new here. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.